Hi guys, you ever have those days where you feel so tired and so sluggish and like the day is just passing so slowly? That's me today. My kitchen is a disaster. It's almost 3, which means my matcha window is closing. So we're gonna make a matcha, we're gonna clean up this kitchen, and then we are going to get into my mid-month money check-in. It has been so long. Let's do it. There's just stuff all over my kitchen. You're like, why are you telling me this in a money video? The reason I'm telling you guys this is because, like most of my money videos, all of my money videos, I just want this to feel like we're hanging out, and I don't want it to feel, you know, so serious or unapproachable. We're just friends hanging out, making matcha, and talking about money. So yeah, I've been feeling so sluggish this afternoon, and I've also, last night and this morning, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was feeling really stressed about money. So that is what inspired me to wanna make this video and this mid-month check-in. I haven't done a mid-month check-in in so long, and I just thought, you know what, I feel like I've been working really hard on my budget this month. I've been working really hard to stick to my budget and to be smart with my money. Starting finally, I feel like the cooler, crisper weather has me thinking about goals again. And I feel like filming these videos really inspire me to stay on track. And I hope that by me putting it out there for you guys to watch, it can inspire you to stay on track, get back on track, whatever it may be. Because we don't always need to wait until, you know, a new month. If the beginning of the month hasn't been going so well, it is not too late to change course. You don't need to scrap the rest of the month. You know what I mean? This is my new matcha formula that I've been loving. I use this matcha from Teas, and it is so good. And I use this cup. This cup is from the brand Fellow. It's like a coffee brand. And I was using it for a while as a water bottle. And then I started putting my iced matcha in it, and the ice stays cold in here for more than 24 hours. Like the ice stays frozen. And it's perfect because it has this ceramic coating, so it doesn't get all condensation-y and like leak all over my desk. It's literally just the perfect vessel for iced matcha. I'm trying to stay away from iced coffee, but if you drink iced coffee, iced lattes, it'd be perfect for that as well. Almond milk. And then I will add the matcha. The only problem with this cup is that you can't see the beautiful matcha color. You have to like kind of look inside. Give it a stir. I like to drink from a straw. And then the last little thing I do, this just makes me feel so healthy and wealthy, is I add a few drops of chlorophyll. This has like a minty taste, so it makes it kind of like a mint matcha, and it also will enhance the matcha's color because chlorophyll is super dark green. So I just add a few drops and I stir it up, and it's seriously so good. So now we're ready. Let's head over to my desk. Alrighty, so we've made it to the desk. We have our delicious matcha, and we are going to dive in to this mid-month check-in. So on the agenda for today, we're going to chat really quickly about how I've been feeling about money as well as my money goals. We are going to check in on my cash envelopes, how much I have spent, how is the budget going, and then we'll chat quickly about what's next. Also, really quick, in case anyone is new, my name is Zoe, I'm 28, and I live in Montreal. I love talking openly and honestly about budgeting, about wellness, about lifestyle, just all of those things. Here on my channel, we are on our journeys to living our healthy and wealthy best lives. So if that sounds good for you, make sure you are subscribed. And whether or not you're new, please give this video a thumbs up. Please like the video because it really supports my channel. Sometimes I feel so silly doing that intro. Let's dive in with the money feels. So I think I said it at the beginning of this video when I was making the matcha. I woke up feeling stressed about money, just kind of like that old financial anxiety feeling. It was kind of keeping me up at night a little bit, and I hate that feeling. And I've worked so hard to experience that feeling as infrequently as possible. I used to feel it pretty much every single day. I used to go to bed thinking about money, worrying about money, and wake up thinking and worrying about money. So far this month, honestly, of August, I've been feeling great. It was just today that I woke up with this kind of panic. I can't tell you a specific trigger or a specific reason that I had this feeling. And I think as someone who does struggle with anxiety, and some of you guys who are more anxious or more stressed personality, you can probably relate, is there's not always a trigger for how we're feeling. There's not always like, oh, I saw this one thing and then this happened. Like sometimes maybe it's like a multitude of little things, they all add up and you just kind of feel a certain way. So I've just been trying to kind of sit in that feeling and not judge it, not be too angry at myself, but just, okay, that's how I feel today, and tomorrow I'm gonna move on. What I've been reflecting on and what I've been telling myself is there are only a few more weeks of summer, and I don't want to spend the last few weeks of summer, I don't want to waste the last few weeks of summer stressing and worrying. Historically, the fall has been a really busy period for me in terms of my freelance work as well as my content creation job, YouTube. So I do feel like things will start to pick up for me then. So I've just been kind of telling myself, enjoy the rest of the summer while also still sticking to my budget and being frugal. I think that might be where some of this stress kind of stemmed from, is because this week specifically, I have been putting a lot of pressure on myself to stay inside and not spend any money. Like I've really been trying to be like a shut-in and today's Thursday and I've barely left the house. I've been only trying to do things that are free, that don't cost any money. I've been making my matcha at home every day. I've really been making a conscious effort to stay home and not spend any money. And obviously that's not a bad thing. However, for me, finding that balance between going out, spending a little bit of money, interacting with people, and staying home and saving money is really important. Because I work individually, most of my work is done alone. Sometimes I have to go out and spend money if I want to see people. Like sometimes going to a coffee shop and buying something to drink is my only chance for human interaction that day, because my boyfriend leaves for work, I say goodbye to him, and until 5 or 6 o'clock that night, the only person I have to talk to is my dog, and she doesn't talk back to me. So I've been struggling with putting this pressure on myself to like stay home, spend no money. I feel like last month I spent a little bit too much, and that's where that pressure's kind of been coming from. But then I also know I need to ease off some of the pressure, and the point of budgeting and the point of personal finances isn't to spend $0 ever and just like be in your house and that's that. Like if that makes you happy, then that's fantastic, but that doesn't always make me happy. So I'm just working on finding that balance. In terms of my goals, I don't really have any major updates since the last time we spoke, since the last monthly money. I was able to hit some of the goals for July, and I just set kind of the same ones for August. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit them, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, because my forecasted income for this month is not very high. And I think that's where me putting this pressure on myself to like spend no money is coming from, because I know my income is a little bit lower, or a lot lower than I'm accustomed to. Because I have these goals I want to hit, and I'm starting to feel frustrated with myself that I haven't been hitting my goals this summer. I'm trying to spend as little as possible so that I can have some money left over to hit some of those goals. The savings goals, the investing goals. And just a little reminder, that is to contribute to my tax-free savings account to save for my fun fund, my car fund, and my vacation fund. So it's all great things and it's all fun things to be saving for and investing towards, but it's like finding that balance between saving and living in the moment. And I think a lot of us kind of struggle with that. When your earnings are higher and you have more disposable income, then it's not such a challenge to choose between the two. But for me, seeing that my income fluctuates on those lower earning months, I do have to like reel it back and make a decision. So those are my rambles. I hope that makes sense. Lately, I've been finding it hard I don't know. I've been finding it hard sometimes to talk about my money feels, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This is the fourth time I try and film this video, because every time I've been trying to talk about how I'm feeling, I just feel like it comes across as me being ungrateful, and I never want to sound that way. So I'm like having a hard time choosing my words and having them come out accurately. So I hope everything I just said makes sense. We're gonna take a look at my cash envelopes. I'm so excited to go through my cash budget, because I was gonna say I've just been loving cash budgeting lately, but I've been loving it for years, so not much has changed there. But before we go into that, I thought it would actually be fun to run through the budget tracker and let's just talk about the things that I've bought so far this month. Let's talk about what I've been spending. All right, so on the 1st of August, a huge expense came out of my account, $400 for my annual Whoop membership. This is my fitness bracelet. Sometimes I get questions about like what the heck I'm wearing on my wrist. So yeah, this is a fitness tracker similar to an Apple Watch or to an Oura Ring. It's called Whoop and it costs $400 a month. It's pretty, not a month, oh my God, $400 a year. It's pretty expensive and I really went back and forth of if I wanted to renew for another year because I like having the Whoop. I just felt like I couldn't afford the $400 annual fee right now. I was going back and forth. Should I renew? Should I not? There were a few times where I logged into my account and went to go cancel my account and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because at the end of the day, I really do like having my data and I like seeing how my heart health and my cardio health is progressing. There's some pretty interesting stats on here and I feel like I should talk about it in another video, but since I've been on my running journey, I've really been seeing improvements in some of those stats, most specifically my heart health and my heart rate variability and my resting heart rate, also how that ties in to my anxiety and how I'm feeling. I feel like I'm able to get some really cool insights and seeing as I'm about to go run my 10K and I'm really in like the crux of my running journey, I just wasn't ready to say goodbye yet. So I let that charge go through. $400 Canadian, definitely a lot. I spent $15 on coffee. This was to refill like my virtual Starbucks gift card because we were on the road. There was a huge lineup at the Starbucks. It was like the only place to get coffee, huge lineup. And so I was like, we're gonna do a mobile order because we didn't want to go in. Anyway, long story short, I paid for it out of my groceries envelope, $15. Bought breakfast on the road of that road trip for $16.50. Also, you guys, little road trip hack if you have a road trip coming up. What we did, and it helped us save so much money on the road, is instead of stopping at a rest stop and buying food at like A&W or McDonald's or Subway, we found the nearest grocery store off the highway and went to the grocery store and bought like veggies and sandwiches and snacks. Like on the way there, we had sushi from the grocery store and it's so much cheaper and so much healthier than buying fast food on the side of the road. I know sometimes buying fast food can be like the fun of the road trip, but every time I do it, I'm then stuck sitting in the car and I have a stomach ache. So this was so much better and so much more affordable. It was actually JS who went in both times on the road and got those groceries, but I only spent $31 on this whole road trip as opposed to like last year, I probably spent over $100. Just like buying snacks and stuff, we were prepared. Then when we came home, I went to the grocery store and bought some groceries for the week, but I didn't buy enough, so I had to go again the next day. Had to send Maggie to the dog sitter one day. I was like out and about for work, so that was $46. Then we arrive at Jean's birthday gifts. So it was his birthday on August 10th, and I bought him a few things. I went to the CLA store, which is like a running brand, and in total, I spent $155. So I had budgeted $100 in cash, so I spent $100 on cash, and then the remaining $55. I put it on my credit card, so it was technically over budget, but at least I was able to cover most of it with my cash. More groceries. I then had to buy gift wrap, which was so expensive. It was like $17 for gift wrap and a card, and obviously I had no more cash after the $100, so I put that on my credit card as well. I spent $30 on Maggie's dog permit with the city. I then went out for coffee again with JS, and I don't know why I was just being so weird. I like didn't want to take the money from my coffee category, so I took it from my groceries because I think I'm trying to challenge myself to like not spend any money on coffee. You ever just do weird challenges for yourself? It was his birthday, took him out for coffee. We bought like little croissants and stuff, and yeah, it was $20 and I took it from my groceries envelope. We then went to a Korean food festival last weekend. It was so fun. It wasn't just food, it was like Korean festival overall, but we bought food and it was actually so expensive. You had to pay to get in, and then the food was not cheap, but it was so delicious. So I bought some of the food. I also paid the entry for JS, myself, and my stepmom and her partner. You guys know my weird family dynamic. But yeah, I paid the entrance for 4 people, so that was $20, and then I spent $22 on 2 like Korean, what are they called? Like Korean pogos. So good. And then JS bought some food as well. And like we all, the 4 of us, we all just like shared the food. It was so good. But my portion of that was $42. More groceries for $90. More coffee. This time I actually took it from my coffee envelope. That was $10. We got free tickets to go watch the tennis in Montreal. It was like the final day of the, I think it's called the National Bank Omnium. professional tennis. The tickets were free, which was great, but I did have to pay the dog sitter, and that was $40 for the evening. Literally so expensive to get my dog watched. Her separation anxiety is probably one of the biggest expenses in my life, both mentally and on my wallet, but that's another story. Okay, and then the last thing I bought that I spent on credit was in the books category. I've been listening to audiobooks on Spotify, and I thought I just had like unlimited access to audiobooks, but no, you only get like 15 hours a month. And so we listened to an audiobook on the road trip, and then I started listening to one on my own called The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley, and so good. But then I ran out of credits and I need to know what happens in this book, so I bought more credits to just keep listening, and that cost $17. So that's everything that I've spent money on, both cash and on credit so far this month. Now let's take a look at my cash envelopes and just make sure everything lines up. I could just go look at my budget tracker and see how much I have left in each of the categories, but it's way more fun to check the envelopes and see in cash how much I have left. So first category is groceries. We have 100, 150, 240. So that's $205 left. Yeah, that is what I remember. The last time I went to the grocery store was on Sunday. Jess and I will do this thing where we drive to the suburbs. We drive to Distrant, which is like in Brossard. It's like a suburb of Montreal. They have some amazing grocery stores there, and I love the Adonis at Distrant, and I also love the Avril. Adonis is like a Mediterranean store. It's like a bit of a discounted grocery store. And then Avril is like kind of like a Whole Foods. Like it's like an expensive organic store. But if you shop Avril on sale, you can get organic for the same price or even less than at the regular grocery store. So this is the system that JS and I have. I like to do the grocery shopping, so I will go in. He gives me his card when I go to Avril, so he pays for everything at the health food store. I pick out the stuff that's on sale or stuff that's like ultra healthy that you can only get there that we want. And then with my cash envelopes, I go to Adonis and I will pay for what's at Adonis. We also have like mini grocery runs throughout the week that we just alternate who pays for what. But yeah, that's our system, and that's just what works for us, and it's so fun. Next category is coffee. I believe my entire budget for the month was $50, and we have $30 left. So this is where I'm like really trying to hang on. Like of all the matchas I've made this week, this would have been beyond burn. But matcha at home is just so good, and like it's so easy. So I'm trying to save this for like when I really need it, like when I really need that outing, or even to just not spend it at all and be able to put this into my savings at the end of the month. All right, next category, this is one I'm also trying to limit, is dining out. We have $100, 2, 4, 6, 80, $200, and 10. So $210 left. How does that make sense? How much did I budget? Okay, yeah, it makes sense. I had budgeted $250, and there's also a little toonie in here. All right, this next category is Maggie. This one is definitely going to get drained. We have 2 for $60 left. And I know I have to get her sat tomorrow night, so that's gonna be another $40 or $50, $50 if she has to stay overnight. So yeah, this is gonna get drained. I'm hoping that she has enough food to last her until the end of the month. Otherwise, I'm gonna go over budget. We have the home category. I haven't spent anything in this category. I budgeted $30 and we still have $30 left, so that's great. Same thing for personal care. I had budgeted $30 and we still have $30 left. I've been doing my nails at home and it's been going great. I really love this blue color and I just wanna like stick with the blue. The next nails I'm gonna do at home are gonna be like a blue French tip so that I don't have to buy more nail polish. But I know the fall colors are coming soon, but it's literally $15 to buy a nail polish at home as opposed to I was spending $60 every time I go get my nails done. And obviously it's more efficient to go get my nails done. That's why I was justifying doing it for so long, because it was more time that I could spend working and earning money. But seeing as things are slower right now, it just makes more sense for me to take the time and do them at home. So my goal is to not spend this $30 either. Gifts are empty like we talked about. I've already overspent in this category. Treat yourself, I budgeted $50 and you guys can see there's still a $50 in here. I know exactly what I'm gonna spend this on, and it's gonna be a sourdough kit. I wanna buy like the kit with like the little baskets and the measuring thing, because I wanna become a sourdough girly. Like, I'm just dying to make my own bread. Something has come over me. Like, I used to never ever cook, and now I'm dying to make sourdough. So if any of you guys make sourdough, let me know, like, what do I need in the kit? What should I be looking for? Where's the best place to get it? So far, I've only seen them on Amazon, but if there are any like more smaller business local shops that I could get a kit from, let me know. And then the last category is transportation, but I had budgeted $0 for the month. So now we just get to clip everything back in. Overall, I am so happy with how this cash budget is going. I can't say I'm proud of myself for making myself stay in the house, but I've been avoiding any unnecessary purchases or purchases that I would otherwise feel guilty about, and that at least feels nice. I've also just been trying to be really conscious with my dining out, because that is a category that can add up. Forgot the transportation envelope. But dining out can add up so quick, and it's also a category that can just so easily be avoided if you buy your groceries and you prepare and you think like, okay, what are we having for dinner? And I used to think it would take so much mind space to have your dinners planned, but if you just lightly think about it for the week, like, okay, I wanna have this, I wanna have this, that for lunch. It's actually so easy, and it doesn't take that much mind space, and then you're able to save so much money on dining out. And the great thing about that is I've been able to avoid dining out like on a whim, or like, oh shoot, we didn't prep anything for dinner, like let's go to Saint Hubert. And then instead you get to save your dining out budget for more special nights out, like a date night or a night out with friends, and just be more intentional with your spending. So let's just talk quickly about my earnings for the month. So far, I have earned about $2,000 this month from my various streams of income. I've been paid for copywriting. I've gotten one of my bar teacher paychecks, and I've gotten 2 affiliate income paychecks. I finally did it. I've moved my YouTube payments into a different account. I've been wanting to do this forever, where I think about my YouTube as a business and not as personal income. So I want to put all of my YouTube income into one account and then be able to like pay myself more of a fixed salary. So I've opened a new bank account, and the payments are being directed over there, but I haven't gotten any payments yet this month. So I haven't been able to pay myself. And honestly, I don't think that much is going to be going into that, like being fully transparent. I don't think that much is going to be going into that account this month or the next month. And my goal is to actually not take any money from it, because I want to start building up a stash there. I want to buy a new laptop, stuff like that. So my goal is actually to live and pay off my bills from copywriting and teaching bar. And we will see how that goes. Let's end off this video by talking about what is next. So we have about 15 more days left in the month. I think a pretty high spending weekend is coming up. I'm going to a music festival. We got free tickets. We got free tickets to a music festival this weekend, which is so fun. But of course, there's gonna be some buying food and stuff while we're there. That's gonna cost money. Saturday, we have JS's family reunion, so I don't think any money will be spent on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're actually going to the water park to celebrate JS's birthday with some of our friends, and probably out for dinner after, but just somewhere like casual. So definitely some spending coming up this weekend. I feel like the theme of this video is just balance. So my goal this weekend is going to be to eat before the festival and not spend, like, do as little spending as I can while still enjoying. Staying frugal until the end of the month, hopefully being able to hit some of my goals. And the other thing I want to work on at the end of this month is checking in on my net worth, because I'm on that 100K journey and I haven't really been checking in on it because of not really contributing to my goals. I haven't looked at my net worth or anything like that. But I got a new product from the line that is going to help me with my net worth. So a little teaser there, and I want to make a video about that product and check in on the net worth. So hopefully that interests you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this mid-month check-in. I feel like it was pretty short and sweet, but definitely a little bit chatty. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how your month is going, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.